Alrighty. Mail. Killing Skykeeper. Much time to translate the High Chief's text. I was dismayed by what I found. High Chief Winterfall was in an extreme state of paranoia in his last days and was addicted to a substance he called firewater. He believes that all creatures were his enemies. Well, I will let you read it for yourself. I have included a translation of his words with his letter. If you ever are in need, please visit me again. Alright, where? Alright, it's on the other side of that wall. Fly down to Dustwallow. I guess while we're doing that, we can read the book. I get the feeling this will be the last zone for our favorite warrior. Which means next week I'll be starting a Draenei. Probably a paladin.
Time is money, friend.
Those are all your problems. There are more.
Very well.
Click. Attackers from all sides can see it in their eyes. Timbermaw are evil, enemy, must protect tribe, must protect Winterfall, must drive intruders from our land. Snow, blinding, must protect tribe, make them strong, be strong, do not know. Firewater, make more firewater. Firewater make Winterfall strong, defeat our enemies. Winterfall have no ally, Winterfall are strong, have great power. Mar, must have more. Winterfall, not weak. Well, that was informative and a little bit disturbing. Unfortunately, that wasn't very long and it doesn't eat up much time. So let's look. Let's see. Dustwallow has 71 quests. Seriously? I accidentally forget to space the old and it becomes Reebok. Your heart is mine. Dustwallow. 7 chapters. Disgrace the Defectors. Swamp Eye Story. The Terror of Theramore. Defias and Dustwallow. Prisoners of the Grim Totem. The Heil Family. The Challenge of the Stone Mall. I remember every little thing. The high, the hurt, the shine, the sting. Little thing. You can't just pick them anymore from here. So we'll lift my heart on the floor. It's crazy that I still have to sell this one. No more. Every little thing. Remember every little thing. The high, the hurt, the shine, the sting. Every little thing. I remember every little thing. The high, the hurt, the shine, the sting. Every little thing. This is a pretty landscape. Oh, it's always pretty. Darkshore not so much. Darkshore just looks sad. Like, yeah, it was a pretty forest, and then we fucking blew it apart like somebody dropped it on a concrete slab. Trance. Hint. Haunted by the memories of every little thing. Either hurt the shine, the sting. If Dustwallow doesn't happen, we'll end up having to go back to Ashenvale. I see us needing to do that, but we'll see. We'll only have 4 zones for the dry. It'll be Azure Mist, Blood Mist, Dark Shore, and then the argument of whether or not we'll need Ashenvale. Hello, Barthen. Bathran. Did you get my tub ready? Is the bath rad? Children's Week. No, Novel Garden's not very long. I thought Novel Garden was a 2-week event. It's not. I also find it funny that it didn't start until after Easter. Starts with Summerfest. Which runs until the 4th of July. I just can't wait to go. What is this? Oh, Trilo style. Okay. I was like, what's with the stars? Why is this listed a day after? It's not listed on the 7th, it's listed on the day after the 7th. Harvest Fest. This is supposedly the launch of Bifa. So that's supposed to be the day Bifa drops. On or before the 21st of September. Brewfest. Hallow's End. Day of the Dead. Bounty. Feast of Vintage. I thought the notice that there's also no in-betweens. I think that's World Quest, and that's Pet Battles. Isn't the... I thought it was in November. Was the anniversary day. Maybe they're not doing an anniversary day this time. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's World Quest, and that's what do we call it? Maybe they're the PvP events. Dungeon event. Brawl. And there's no event with those. And there's no events at all for the new year. Yeah, it's like they don't have them sketched out for after BFA starts. Oh, you can go backwards? Well, shit. I don't know if it's easier because I can find it. 10th anniversary. Oh, so it's in January. That's weird. I thought it was. Yeah, that one's in November. That's why I thought it was in November. listed for this year for the annual for the thing. It's weird. To see the Eiffel Tower at night, if all I got is your hand in my hand, I could die a happy man. Se dormi. Show me Theramore before it was blown up by the mana bomb. Pretty sure I'm already seeing Theramore before it was blown up by the mana bomb. Looks pretty crisp. Clean. Lots of people here. Pretty sure it's already there. So let's screw her up. I'm still acting funny. Clickety clack goes my thumb crack. Did you hear it popping? It's like pop, 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 pop. Pop, 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 red. Pop, 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 red. What's up, y'all? This is Normie.
Need help?
Selling
Be
shit.
careful.
Says she's an end of a bitch ain't selling shit. Find Lieutenant Eden. So bright, that's right. If you keep close, you know my hands, they know where to go. Find your fingertips, trace them back to your lips. Take a little trip and switch the world. You need black. The Steamweedle Cartel has recently established a new outpost in the southern part of Dustwallow Marsh. It's called Mud Sprocket. If I recall, and it's located on the main road south out of Tabitha's farm in the Stone Mall ruins. This is an excellent opportunity for us to establish new trade contacts, and Lady Jaina wants me to send a representative down there to establish contact. Would you be willing to go? World go black.
What can I do for you?
Over there more. Deep in the heart of the swamp lives an old woman named Tabitha. We've never really known much about her, save that she's a good deal older than she appears. She's helped us from time to time and helped keep the peace here between the Horde and our forces. She used to keep in regular contact, but we haven't received one lately. Could you check in with her when you have time? Just follow the road beyond North Point Tower, where it turns south and into the quagmire. You can see her farm from the road. I can't help it if I feel sorry for old Jim there. He wasn't always like that, ran in and out of the marsh for a while. Wonderful place. Look, I don't really want to talk about it. Bring it up to Captain Vimes if you really have to. He's stationed on the top floor of the Foothold Citadel, a large barracks to the east of Lady Jane's tower.
Be careful.
And oh, there's a warboard.
Step
What's
on
up,
up.
yo? I'd like to make this
Safe
in.
travels.
Thank you. Now we can come back here at any time via the use of this little rock in my pocket. I still assume you just rub it. Like you rub the little blue emblem. Yeah, I don't wanna feel your touch. Feel your love. Going up.
How are you?
I'm working on a dish I call mud rock soup and bugs. I still need the major ingredients, and, well, I don't think I'd last long trudging through Dustwallow Marsh. So, can you do some hunting for me? First, I need the tongues of the mud rock turtles. You can find mud rocks along the coast, mostly along the bay. But I don't want just any tongues. I hear the tongues of some mud rocks are forked. They say the forked tongues have a distinct flavor, and I want that flavor in my dish.
Have a good one.
Forked. Pretty sure he's up here. Those stairs go to the roof. The roof. The roof is on fire. The guards of Theramore are the finest group of Alliance soldiers based in Kalimdor. It is our duty to uphold the laws of the Alliance, even so far away from our homes. You heard of the Shady Rest Inn. You don't know much about the burning of the Shady Rest Inn, except that James, Hyle's wife and child, were unable to escape. We've managed to drag James out, but he hasn't been the same since. We have many leads, but not much evidence. It is our hope that through the efforts of the guards and the vigilant help of the people of Theramore, we will unravel this terrible crime. If you would like to lead assistance in the investigation, that remains of the inn can be found on the border to the Barrens.
Light bless you. Please honor, friend.
James Hyle's his real name. He opened an inn at the edge of the Barrens, wanted a nice place for travelers to stop over. Might be he was thinking too big, but the inn did do well for a while. Then we lost control of the roads in the marsh, and the ogres took over. James was too stubborn to give up his dream for safety within our walls, and the Shady Rest Inn was burnt to the ground. We've been investigating, but haven't had much luck. If you want to help out, see what you can find in the rubble.
Be careful. Well met.
Poor James never recovered from the destruction of the Shady Rest and the murder of his family. The boys and I are doing what we can to find the monsters who did this. I've sent our best investigator, Inspector Tarim, out to the ruins, but this is too big a job for one man. If you'd lend Tarim a hand, we'd appreciate it. Light knows we'd all like to be there helping. The main road will lead you to the inn, but take care. Your journey will take you beyond the protection of my soldiers.
For the Alliance.
Hey there.
It's good to meet you. I've come to Theramore to help eliminate the problem of the deserters. Not only have some of the men abandoned their posts, but some have filtered back into the town. These deserter agents are spreading lies and propaganda, hoping to convince others to join their ranks. There are virtually every guard post throughout the town and the docks. Find them, expose them, and discredit them. At this point, anything more risks inspiring more sympathy for them.
Have a good one. What can I do for you?
The old lighthouse out of the east hasn't worked for some time, but Babs Fizzletwork has gotten into her head to get it working again. I don't know how she plans to do it by herself, but she claims that it'll make the movement of ships and goods into the docks smoother, so I can't really object. Drawing duty on the docks is really nothing to complain about when you could be on the front lines, you know?
Be careful.
Good day to you.
You seem like a sensible warrior, friend. Do you remember the glory days of Theramore, back before Jaina made us give up the fight against the Horde? Or are you sick of being told to stay your blade when the orcs continue to provoke us? Propaganda won't work on me. Spout your treasonous filth elsewhere, traitor. Do you think you can stop us, friend? Yes. I'll beat you to death. That I got no problem doing.
Hey there.
Same
Safe
as before.
travels.
It's people like you who weaken the Alliance and invite the Horde to take away all we fought for. Weaken the Alliance? How dare you accuse me of such a thing? I like the boys in blue, but I weakened nothing.
What can I do for you? See you later.
Before, same thing as before. Okay. Smart one. You run.
You need something?
Same thing as before. You gonna fight me? You gonna run? lot of tanks, man.
Hello. Safe travels.
Nothing can stop us from exposing the truth about Jane's cowardice. Look, if Jane is a coward, that's a I'm here to cuss. Dumbass. Alright, I exposed 5 of them. 3 of them decided to pick a fight with me, and I don't know what their heads caved in. Life choices. We're like, oh yeah, let's, this guy said for us to bounce our shit somewhere else, and then we decided to fight with him, so, he caved our skull in. Yo.
Good day to you.
Hold on, I think we managed to catch them off guard. Their agents probably
See
want...
you later.
Dude. Clearly outlevels this area since he can fly.
Hello. See you around. You need something?
Their agents probably thought themselves safe within the city walls. Given time, the agitators will return and spread their lies again. We'll use the time we've bought to shut out the deserters further. The deserter agents were doing far more than just chatting up the guards. We found a number of leaflets that deserters somehow managed to smuggle in on the ships in the docks. The ships used to transport the leaflet system on Theramore at the farthest dock. If you sneak aboard and capture the rest of the propaganda documents, their agents will lose their most powerful tool. Be careful, the ship is manned by seasoned privateers and the cargo is probably being kept in the captain's quarters.
See you later.
Privateers? Ooh. Pirates. Hello, Privateer. Understanding that you've made the foolish choice of working for the enemy. So it's my job to come here and cave your skull with my hammer. Excuse me. Fuck.
How are you?
Did you manage to find and capture the remaining propaganda leaflets? The SI-7 agent nods in approval. Excellent. All that remains is to discredit the deserters so that they'll never gain a foothold in Theramore again. I have just the plan to do it. Would be a shame to let these leaflets go to waste, wouldn't it?
Have a good one.
Just a little creative editing. These are much more useful.
Hey there.
I've altered the leaflets you captured from the deserters' mercenary friends at the docks. Now, anyone who reads them will get an entirely different view of the deserters and their aims. If we distribute these to enough of the guards, the deserters will be too embarrassed to ever re-embellish their presence within the walls. Celia hands you a stack of the altered leaflets. Why don't you get started while I plan on
See
our
you
next meeting?
around.
Hey there.
You look like an intelligent person. Why don't you read one of these leaflets and give it some
See you
thought?
later.
To establish the chicken as the official symbol of Theramore. These guys are nuts. Bunch of lunatics.
See you around.
Guard reads the leaflet. As a deserter, you'll enjoy activities like tether swimming and dog grooming. How ridiculous. This is a joke, right?
Greetings. Have a good one.
Reads the leaflet. As a deserter, same thing. Okay. Next guard.
Can I help you? See you around.
See 50% off deserter undergarments. What is this garbage?
Well met. Have a good one.
Right in front of an
Hello.
agitator.
Safe travels.
Establish the chicken as the official symbol of Theramore.
How are you?
I thought I heard laughter coming from the barracks. Did you distribute the leaflets I gave you? Callios chuckles as you describe the guards' reaction to the propaganda. Just as I'd hoped, I think it's safe to say any deserter agents who try to infiltrate Theramore will be laughed right out of town. Now that we've eliminated the deserters from Theramore, it's time to complete this operation. My local contacts have reported the deserter base their operation in a ship moored on a small island to the southeast of the docks. Arresting their leader, Gavis Greyshield, should cause the others to lose their will to fight. Find him within the ship and convince him to surrender. I wouldn't be surprised if he puts a bit of a fight for show, but within surrender when he understands he can't win.
Safe travels.
You in between the shadows of my yesterdays, I get away. I need to get away. Again, I sound so they're like in a ship, literally 10 feet from the fucking docks. And you guys just haven't bothered to like come out here and kick their fucking teeth in. Lazy bastards. Missed the game point. Yes, he's in the captain's quarters because he's a bitch. No. Apparently there's a bunch of people waiting to murder this fool. Watch this ass clown one-shot him because he's 5 levels higher than he's supposed to be. Capture. I'll go with you. Just spare my men. They're good lads who've only made a mistake. You're in between the shadows of my yesterdays. Wait, I need to get away. I'm not seeing any like pinpoints up from the water. I'm not touching the shore. Hope I can climb these walls. They look kind of steep. Hope I can climb sandbank, man. One down, one.
Good day to you.
Gavis's request isn't outlandish, doesn't make sound. With the proper handling, Lady Jaina can return the deserters to the fold. That's her decision, of course. It's been a pleasure working with you. Without your help, I doubt the operation would have gone so smoothly. When I make my report in Stormwind, it will name you as the warrior who entered the deserter threat.
See you around. Can I help you?
There's a fellow that locals know as Swamp-Eye Jarl, who lives alone out in the swamp. Some time ago, he took over Swamplight Manor after the previous owner disappeared under mysterious circumstances. I'd like to send someone to check up on him every once in a while. He kind of reminds me of my grandfather, you know. Some say he's not quite right in the head. If you're headed northwest on the road out of Theramore, you'll find Swamplight Manor in the Witch Hill area before the road turns west.
Farewell.
Hey, look, the lighthouse. Let's go check it out. Hey, my gnomish friend.
Greetings.
Good, I could use all the help that you can offer. My first priority is the lamp relit. The old log in the lighthouse indicates the lamp was fueled with oil from the threshers that live along the coast here. Babs wrinkles her nose at the mention of such outdated technology. I suppose it's a practical, if inelegant solution. The log says that the oil taken from the youngest merc threshers works the best, and those live right underneath the docks of Theramore. If you're up for it, would you help resupply the lighthouse with
Have a
fuel?
great day now.
Dive, dive, dive. Oil. No oil. Oil. Oh, this is a lot of pressure right here, man. This almost seems like a gas station place. You guys should hire a guy. Messing with that root pressure. One more. Okay, so now. It's in the surface barrier. We got a surface though. We're gonna drown in a minute. Back down. You're what was it? Romanza? What up?
Salutations.
We able to get any of the Thresher Oil? Well, I have my doubts, but this is the only solution available right now. Once we have it up and running, I'm sure there will be time to look at other ways to fuel the lamp. You know, it's amazing what you find in the old lighthouse. After I lit the lamp, I noticed the book in one of the old trunks up there. Babs holds the books and reads the title dramatically. Dastardly denizens of the deep. Why, I think I would swoon if I ever saw one of these. I'm sure it's good for a laugh or two, but I simply don't have the time for reading right now. You know who might enjoy this? That fishmonger on the docks. Dirty Michael Crow. He collects old books.
Right.
Jeez. That's fine. Alright, we're going to docks. Where's this dirty Michael Crow?
How are you?
What'll it be today? The snook is quite good. Well now, that was thoughtful of Babs to send that over. I don't know if you've leafed through it or not, but there's a lot of truth in the tales in that book. Sailors didn't just make it all up, you know. Oh, I'm sure you and Babs had a good laugh over the outlandish descriptions and sketches in the book, but have you stopped to consider that there might be some truth to the legends? If you listen closely enough, I bet you can still hear sailors tell about Tether, the sea creature the book says lives right here. Of course, if you wanted to know for sure, you could always ask old Nat Pagel. He's got a small fishing camp on a little island in Tide Fury Cove, which is southwest across the Dustwallow Bay. I don't know what's happening. 12 marksmen remaining now, apparently.
You need something?
Reports from our scout patrols have recently taken a disturbing turn. They tell of men wearing red Defias bandanas walking the dread-marked shore north of Theramore's walls. Wreckage in the area suggests they may be survivors of a shipwreck, but our information is limited. Captain Wymore at Sentry Point, a guard tower to the north of the city, is looking for help in following up on the reports.
For the Alliance.
Captain! The captain makes no effort to hide that he's assessing your abilities. So you heard the recent shipwreck off the coast. Good. I could use some help confirming my suspicions about the survivors. Welcome aboard. The scouts have reported a shipwreck just off the beach to the south, to the northeast. Shipwrecks aren't all that unusual here, but the reports also indicate the survivors were all wearing red bandanas, the symbol of the Defias. The reports indicate their leader resides on a large island just off the coast in the northeast of the tower. Kill him and retrieve any documents you find in his possession.
See you later.
For the Alliance. Alright. Now we seem to be done collecting quests for it anyway. Let's do some murder. Kill credit. It's always awesome. Still no kill credit. Awesome. These turtles really just start dropping their damn tongues. mage going? Not chasing me around anymore. Chasing me around, taking on the tongues. Excuse me. Afraid no turtle. And 3 more tongues. Turtles have a terrible drop weight. A horrible drop weight. Alright, well, we got competition now, so. One more time. Where all the turtles at? There we go. Now we can kill that guy on the island. Probably got himself murked by that frost mage.
Oh,
nice guys either. Some big ass spiders, son. Oh, don't let this fate won't come clean. Tell me that to see the American dream. What's up, dude? Were you able to track down their leader? Captain Weinmore accepts the orders from you and reads over them. What in the world could precious cargo refer to? The Defias have done some small-time smuggling back in Stormwind, but this seems out of their league. The language of the orders suggests a wealthy or noble patron. Can I read them? I can't read them. Let's read them. Garn, I needn't remind you of the importance of your mission. Protect your precious cargo at any cost, as I have promised. Success and discretion will be richly rewarded. Keep the tongue wagging of your associates to a minimum. Heed the crew, and all will be well. I shall await word of your success.
Hey there.
From the wording of the orders you recovered, it looks like the first priority of the Defias will be to locate and secure whatever cargo they possess. The SI-7 have a salvage diver named Ren McGill working out of Theramore for some time. When he heard about the shipwreck, Ren went north to dive near the islands the Defias now occupy. If we're to beat the Defias to this cargo, we'll need his help. Look for him in the waters northeast of the small island, just north of the island you visited earlier. Why are these not stacking? Oh, because they're daggers. Okay. So I just get like a shit ton of ray daggers. Jesus. How far north do I have to go? The island of the Defias occupying. There's our guy. What's up, fella?
Greetings.
Well met. What brings you out here? Ren looks over the orders, so there are valuable cargo on board. We have to locate it before the Defias recover it. These guys are no divers, but we're going to need some of their gear if you're going to find the cargo. There's plenty of wreckage strewn across the bottom of the water from here to Alcaz, and the Defias have already got divers out there looking around. With the help of some of their gear, and we can get you suited up and ready to join the hunt. But you'll have to do some creative borrowing first. Search this island for a creative diving gear and something to repair it with. When you've got them, bring them to me and I'll have your gear ready in no time.
Eye drops.
No, ma'am. Let's grab the diving gear and then I'll eat some bread. Some soft banana bread.
Hey there.
Let's see what you managed to borrow from the Defias. Wow, this is in worse shape than I would have thought in these tools. Well, I said I'd get this back into working condition for you, so I'd better get it to work. Well, I was able to make enough repairs this year to let you die for a while anyway. I wouldn't count on it holding out for long, though. The wreckage of the ship is strewn along the bottom of the east coast of this island, out towards Alcaz Island. While the helm holds out, locate pieces of the wreckage on the bottom between the island and Alcaz. Use the salvage kit to search the wreckage for pieces of the cargo. Be careful not to venture too close to Alcaz. Those Hydra are fierce. Make chase back in. Special. Special. Jesus, they're just coming out of freaking woodworks. Oh, well. First time's the charm, I guess. So,
You need something?
you search the wreckage to reveal anything for the Defias cargo. Ren rifles through the contents of the strong boxes you recovered. Good. Now let's see if there are precious cargo in here. You must bring news of our findings to Lady Jana without delay. If the Defias were transporting a prisoner, there's no telling who it might be. Old coins, ugly jewelry. Or if the prisoner is still alive. One thing is for certain. The Defias wouldn't go through all this trouble for some pretty grudge. The prisoner must have someone of importance. Lady Jaina would know better than anyone else to define means. You'll find her on top of the Mage Tower at the Dartmoor Center.
Have a good one.
A pair of manacles, not just any. These are enchanted. This cargo, it wasn't a thing, it was a person. It's a person. Old coins, ugly jewelry, more ugly jewelry, letters home. You didn't give up hope. Hey, what's this? A pair of manacles, not just any. These are enchanted. This cargo wasn't a thing, it was a person. What's up, y'all? Y'all weren't expecting that, were ya? I would hate to work in a Warcraft inn. Like you'd be running it, people just like materialize in front of you while you're trying to hand out beers or something. Shout out me, damn mages and their weird ass staircases into their towers.
Welcome
Yo.
to Theramore.
You and Ren have done excellent work in beginning to bring this information to light. Reporting it immediately now. We must confirm your findings. The implications are too great if we are wrong. It looks like Ren's hunch about Alcaz Island was right. We need to survey the island, but it wouldn't take a whole brigade of troops to find our way in there. Theramore's defenses can't weather such a hit, so I'm arranging that Casa Crimson Wing, the apprentice to Theramore's Griffin Master, to allow you to use one of the beasts to survey Alcaz from the air. Alcaz Island holds the key to the mystery of the Defias's involvement in this kidnapping. I don't even know whose kidnapping it is. Like, it could legit be like Thrall. Well, they're enchanted, so it's gotta be somebody magically based, right? Like, that's the assumption. It's grown a half working. Hey, buddy.
Good day to you.
Did you get the forked tongues? This will do fine, thank you. Now, I'll try different cooking techniques on these tongues to find the best way to bring out their flavor. Eventually, I have a dish worthy of serving at the Blue Recluse in Stormwind. Another component of my new recipe is the shelled legs of a giant crab. The crabs they have in Dustwallow, spiny rock crawlers they call them, will be perfect. The shell of the crab leg is a key element in the dish's presentation, so I need pristine, unscarred legs. An adult crab might only have 1 or 2 such legs, and I need an order to research my dish. Head on over to the rocks surrounding Theramore and get me them legs.
Have a good one.
Give me them legs. Gonna be the greatest host I've ever seen. Griffin.
What's on your mind?
Lady Jenna told me to speak to you about using Griffin to survey Alcaz. And I'm away. Oh, that's what he charged. What the fuck? I'm getting tore up from the flow up. There's fucking guns everywhere. How does it qualify as a beast? Mechanical makes sense, but beast did not. I ain't getting in there, son. Unknown level elites with fucking 3 million health. Didn't Blizzard turn that into a level 110 zone at some point? I'd like to point out that says anti-aircraft gunfire. This is a Griffin? Those are bullets intended to take down planes. This Griffin would be super dead. I see a crab. Crab, piece of crab. people. I don't know what it's clearly not that. More crabs, please. Oh man, he said 2. Probably only ever got 1. Yeah, I got shammed. Did the animation, but didn't actually use it. That was weird. Alright, going with the crabs. Crab people look like crabs, talk like people, crab people. Turtle tongues, crab legs. I'm just gonna move on. What are you doing, Dad? What's up, buddy?
You need something?
My research with the mudrock tongues is progressing nicely. I trust your crab hunt goes well. These are wonderful specimens. The shells are in perfect condition. The meat is pink and tender. The blood of a chef is in your veins.
See you around.
Baroque shield. Is it broke? Would have been funny if it was Baroque. We have to climb this stupid fucking mage tower again. It's a giant chicken. I know every curve like the back of my hand. Doing 15 in a 30. I ain't in no hurry. I'ma take it slow, just as fast as I can. It's in them blue jeans, you know how. Knocked it inside out, I don't need no help. It's like honey, so thick and so sweet. No curves like hers and no downtown streets. Body like a back road. So, Jana.
All I ever wanted.
Lady Jana listens intently as you report the results of your aerial survey. The Rune Circle Dragonkin, the Defias of allied side. What? A Rune Circle Dragonkin, the Defias have allied themselves with her, the traitor. Lady Jana composes herself and prepares to explain.
Shh, I'm trying to think here.
Perhaps I should explain. Please do, because you're not making any sense. We had arranged for a secret summit between War Chief Thrall and King Wyrn here in Theramore. The king was to travel here by ship in secret, but the ship never arrived and King Wyrn disappeared. Your help enabled us to connect Defias to the mastermind behind the abduction, Onyxia, who was posted as a member of the royal court. Meanwhile, the king managed to escape his captors and return to Stormwind to deal with Onyxia. I will send word that you have discovered the link to the Defias. I was a fool to think them broken with the defeat of Edwin Van Cleef, and King Wyrn will want to make an example of all who remain.
Welcome to Theramore. Have you come to help the Alliance?
Buzz? Lose control. Lose control. I can't go from you. Now you're ready to show. At least 5 outposts here. It's a lot. It's a lot. I don't know why I have that quest. I can go away. Alright, we've arrived. Well, what's up,
How
Joe?
are you?
Get off my lawn! Unless it is you want to help old Swamp Eye with a little bit of cooking. What do you say?
Have a good one. Hey there.
I like cooking, good swamp cooking, fried green frog legs and the like. And I'm all out of legs. Manor's overrun with frogs though, giant marsh frogs. Think you can bring me some of them legs? Nothing to it really, just pop them on the head and bring me the legs. Then I'll make a stew, stew it up, suck it down, and give you some too. If you like stew.
See you later. Light be with you.
I traveled out here to pay Jarl a visit at his new home, and it's been a non-stop horror show ever since. There's something seriously wrong here, and I can't be the only one who sees it. Have you seen the ghosts and corpses shambling about Witch Hill? I have a feeling that if someone knows what happened here, it is them. Seek out the risen husks and risen spirits in the surrounding area. Grant them rest through combat, and see that you can learn from them before this evil consumes
Going on,
Jarl.
friend.
Shifting through the loose dirt, the severed hand of an orc is found, and clutching in the hand is a bone-carved tube, and in the tube is a dirt-stained parchment. The parchment is written Orcish, and it looks important. Yeah, these frog legs. Bop on the head. Bop on the head. Why was I not bopping that one on the head? Or that one. Bop him on the head with the hammer. The darkness, the corruption, they came too quickly for anyone to know. Bop him on the head. Almost forgot I could do that. Okay. Hey, it's a lady. Darkness will consume all of it. Well, that's creepy. Too late for Jarl. Its hold is too strong. What the fuck's to be Jarl done that? God damn, I can't see shit. Hammer time! Bop it on the head. Bop on the head. I just like the way he explained it. He was like, bop it on the head. Just bop him on the head. Away, whoever you are, Witch Hill is mine. Mine! You and your little dog, too! Oh, excuse me, that was on. It's a big ass spider. Oh! It was terrible. The demon. The demon. see. Paranoid elf shadow grease, is that what I'm seeing? The darkness, the corruption, they came too quickly for anyone to know. Nothing on. There's not. You guys two at a time. I ain't scared. It's terrible. Demon. It's too late for Jarl. Hold is too strong. The darkness, the corruption. They came too quickly for anyone to know. Once like her, oh, shall I say, she once had me. Yeah, that's her. I don't think that's a lady. Away, whoever you are, which is mine? Mine! Spice. We could all use some spice in our life, you agree? Ah, that's the spice. Now here's some swampy stew good. Eye juice is good juice for drinking. Too bad most critters only have 2 eyes, but spiders have lots of eyes, lots and lots. The dark mist eye juice is tasty, smooth and salty. On pop spider eyes, I taste them already. Dark mist spiders are west of here in the dark mist cavern. You find the spiders are named after the cave, or is it the other way around?
Safe travel. Need help?
Morton produces a small sheet of paper and a pen and begins to scribble down notes of your finding. From your findings, the spirits in this place have amount to everyone who has ever lived in this land, not just the previous occupants. Something has been corrupting and killing them. Those who follow don't learn the truth until it's too late. We have to put an end to this. In my years as a herbalist, I've often observed that nature well provides subtle cures to the most vexing of problems. I've read that hedge mages and witch doctors often use the smoke of an herb known as witchbane to draw evil from its hiding place. If true, this would mean witchbane would be growing near the shallow waters of Witch Hill. You should be able to identify it as a broadleaf with reddish central stalk. Bring me as many of the herbs as you can find, if it may be our only hope.
Careful.
Oh, this is actually an orcish, so 2,500. Way more of that than I do of this. So 50, 42. Nights is coming. There. The only light I see. I won't. Alright, let's find some witch bombs. This one. I don't want to be killing the zombie. Killing the zombie. Stay on me. Such shit. Someone else will soon devour. It was terrible. The demon. Hey, some bush. Some bush. Get some bushy. There, get all the way pain. Yay. I'm a winner.
What can I do?
Hey, buddy. Were you able to gather any of the herb? We must work quickly before whatever evil is behind this infestation consolidates its hold on this area. Warden accepts the bunches of herbs from you. These match the description exactly. I prepared the torch while you were out. All that remains is to fasten the herbs to the end here. The torch is ready. Plant it at the end of the docks and be prepared to face whatever comes forth. I have no idea what the torch's smoke may reveal, if anything emerges at all. I must say I have my doubts about this kind of folk magic. But we haven't time for anything else. For your sake and Jarl's, I wish you luck. To convince myself. And baby girl. Jarl appears to have died. Let's go. Executed.
Need help?
Is it over? It worked. Mordant clears his throat. I mean, it worked. Jarl and I are in your debt. Now, the only remaining problem is my friend's taste in furniture, and I'm afraid that won't be solved as easily.
For the Alliance.
Damn, that spider cave is a ways away from him. Another watchtower. North Point Tower.
What can I do for you?
Yes.
Grab in the corner.
Oh, the patch of swamp to the northeast is home to a particularly nasty breed of raptors. We've lost more than one unwary soldier to them, but I think we can turn them against our grim totem neighbors. Take this rope and use it to capture bloodfen raptors or bloodfen creatures that you've subdued. I wouldn't try to capture one of the beasts until you've weakened them quite a bit. In combat, it's going to be quite a struggle.
Be careful.
Yes?
Gonna just watch for a second?
No, it's fine. It's just you were just standing there over me. It's kind of weird.
I was just kind of looking at the screen.
What can I do for you?
Oh, great. Finally something that doesn't want to eat me. I need help capturing... oh, fuck. Where's spawn? I need help handling the critters around here, and you fit the mold, lady. The cook Morgan soon is researching a new recipe. He sent me out here to gather bogbean leaves. I guess he thinks they're tasty. Anyway, while looking for the bogbean plant, I got myself surrounded. Can you help me out of here and watch my back as I look for the bogbean?
See you around.
Let's get started. Get out of my sight. How are these bog beans at, man? Nope, none here. Look that crocolisk. One around here somewhere. Oop. There's one. Let's go over here and collect it. Okay, let's get out of here. Walk right past that spider, ain't you? I can make it from here. Thanks. And talk to my employer about a reward. Alright, back to raptors. Ba-da-da, 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 ba-da-da. All the synergy calling me. Very close from. And the rent is due. I could. I really do. Can I kill her? So I assume that's why he's here. See, seemed like the appropriate thing to do. Kill my quest, get rogue, kill yours. To me, dick to you.
Greetings.
Did you capture the raptors? A little scratched up, but nothing major. He certainly is a lot better shape than the Grim Totems be when their new raptor friends get done with them. I accept these and then I'll read them, just because in case that guy comes out here and kills him again. Now that we've got our raptors, our next move is to encourage them to attack the Grim Totems at Black Hoof Village in the northwest. We've got a leftover honcho of, well, it doesn't really matter what it is. It'll be your bait. Set it down on the ground of Black Hoof Village near the windmill in the center of the settlement. The raptors should take care of the rest if their training took. We're doing all we can to keep the Grim Totem Raiders at bay, but they keep launching assaults on the tower. Even worse, they've managed to discover and capture the patrols the captain sent out to gather information and safeguard the road. I suspect the captives are being held in Black Hoof Village to the northeast. Knowing the Grim Totem, the defenders of the village probably carry the keys to the prisoners' cages with them. I don't care what you have to do, warrior, just bring back my men alive. Can we side with the Grim Totem at some point? Like, when we were in Stonetown? Were we working with them? That would have been before this. Need a key. Oh well. Is this the window? That's the window. Symbolic crest instead. Got it.
What can I do for you?
So bottom, tell myself so low.
Need help?
Does it burn the key? Does not burn the key. Cool. Been and give my mind to a man named Curtis Lowe. Kurt was a black man with white curly hair. Doesn't burn the key. Does burn the key. Great. Cross his knee. No key. That's cool. these keys super difficult. Okay. Yeah, gators are easy to find. Get one of these bastards to drop keys, no problem. Let's pick up oh, excuse me. Key. Slow as the finest picker to ever play. No key. Okay, no key. Okay.
Hey there.
These keys have a terrible drop rate. No telling what those boots would have done to me. Well, they probably think you'd dwarfish yourself and did things. So we got oh shit. Coming in here was a terrible decision. I realized there were going to be 3 of them. I was like, oh look, there's one, charge! Fucking almost die! That guy's gonna attack me, yep. Back to eating my fine aged cheddar. Allowed to eat cheese. I haven't collected this appearance. This appearance.
wacky doos you like.
Daggers.
Good fortune to our friends. Stop, browse.
What can I do for you?
Unleash the raptors. The sergeant doesn't bother to hide his grin. Good, that ought to forestall a raid or two. The freed captives have already begun returning from Blackcliff Village. The information the captain is receiving from the prisoners will give us an advantage in our next battle against the Grim Totems. You have my thanks and that of the
See
men.
you around.
Here, let's get some eyeballs. Off the road. Ow. It's a long ass route. Dustwallow wasn't a max level zone back in the day, was it? I don't think it was. Spiders. Spiders again. How do you looking for an opponent? I assume it's probably enemies. Somebody's following me around talking shit. That's not the same problem. Try to look up thinking they're probably up. There you go. More way. 22 chapters. Oh, Dustwallow is spread out. Like a lot. Like we've still got like 46 quests to do. The zone is spread out. Also, Clearly no.
Need something?
That's a fort village, I think. Pretty sure. I'm 90% sure it's a horde village. Oh, horde banners. That's awesome. Burning blade banner. Alright, there's the inn. The ruins thereof it. What up, buddy?
Like me with you.
It's good to see the Captain Vimes is finally assigning others to this investigation. I used the reflective powder to dust the area. It will reveal suspicious objects and markings, helping you to focus your efforts. Look over anything the dust
Honor,
illuminates.
friend.
Rows of hoofprints lead away from the still smoking. Mysterious hoofprints, scorched shields, stray badges. How do we make sense of all this? Rows of hoofprints lead away from the still smoking skeleton of the Shady Rest Inn. There are at least a few visible impressions, with more rows of prints almost imperceptible in the soft mud of the marsh. A glint of light on the ground catches your eye from underneath the rubble, brushing away debris and ash caked onto the object reveals an insignia of a gold anchor on white enamel on the surface, the sign of Theramore. Underneath the anchor is embossed the name, Lieutenant Pavel Reith. An iron shield, blackened by the fire that raged through the inn, is affixed to the crumbling chimney, one of the few remaining parts of the structure that once made up the Shady Rest Inn. The shield can be removed from the brick of the chimney. On the road again. Actually got quite a few missions built up in here. Looks like most of them turn in at Theramore. And the Swamp Eyes story, the terror of Theramore, Defias and Dustwallow. The Heil family, the challenge of the Stone Ball. Try not to aggro all these deserters. Try was the keyword. Run, my little bug friend, run! Entering the dragon mark, beware. Then flame. Flame fou. The dragon mark. Doesn't look like much of a village. Looks like two huts. Just so Theramore is interested in doing business. Well, that's not an offer I'd turn down. Supplies are pretty scarce here right now, and we need all the business contacts we can get. Wanted. Goreclaw the Ravenous. Travelers and Steam Wheel personnel working in the field are advised to avoid the Bloodfen Barrow to the west of town. The area is overrun with raptors, led by the cruel and cunning Goreclaw the Ravenous, who has already killed at least 2 Steam Wheel engineers. Drazit Drip Valve has authorized a generous reward to be paid to the individual who rids Mudsprocket of this menace. Are you startled by Brog's presence here, little night elf? The cataclysm has struck hardest in 1,000 needles. Please, can you lend us your aid? Don't worry, goblins at Mudsprocket are Brog's friends, and you can be too. Brog left Brackenwall Village when new Overlord not take revenge against Black Dragonkin for destroying Old Home and killing many of Brog's old friends. I fear that if we do not receive reinforcements in 1,000 as quickly, the Grim Totem will act. There is no position to defend ourselves for very long. Brog came here to lay friends' spirits to rest and avenge them, but Brog need help preparing for ritual. Brog need feathers with strong magic, like ones worn by raptors of Bloodfen Barrow to the west of town. Is he also the innkeeper? No, the innkeeper's up there. What's up, buddy?
Yo! See gods!
Typical warlock. No.
Yo.
With the Zeppelin crash delaying supplies, we've run out of medicines and bandages. We're making use of what we can, but between all the insects, the injuries, and the enemies we're encountering here, I can barely keep up. I found one herb that seems to help heal wounds and dull pain, but it too is in short supply. It's called Wormtail, and it's abundant in the Dragonberg and Wormbog areas east of town. The plant themselves are made of coiled stalks and seem to pulsate when you look at them.
Hurry back.
Oh, excuse me.
What's up?
Alright, let's go deal with some raptors. The road. The Bloodfen Barrow. I see Big Daddy. Hey, Big Daddy. Dense. I really don't expect them to be this condensed. They can really roll, and there's so many of them. Two more raptor feathers. Myself. stay here. You promised Brog you'd help regain Stone Mountain Clan. Yes, we said you'd stay here, but this building is our headquarters. All of our manuals and blueprints are stored here. This is the only building that fit Brog. Goblins make building too small. I'm inclined to say that they made ogres too big. I can't see. I'm not going to convince you to move now. Brog looks at you hopefully. You bring Brog feathers. Brog accepts the feathers. Brog pleased with these feathers. Very strong magic. Brog not know what raptors do with feather power, but raptor feather always best for ritual. When the dragons came and took over Brog's old home, Stonewall ogres fled and left everything behind, including clan banner. Brognos banner was kept deep in Stonewall Ogre Mound, but these days it's called Den of Flame. Brog must have the clan banner to give his revenge on dragons who killed his friends. Brog's clan old mound, Den of Flame, is northwest of Munsprocket and crawling with dragonkin. Banner will be deep inside the cave. Be careful. To make the totem Brog will need for his ritual, he must use the essence of the creatures who killed his friends. The hate and anger of Brog's enemies will fuel the magic of his vengeance. Track down Firemane, Ashtails, Scouts, or Scalebanes and use Brog's totem on their corpse. Only when the dragonkins die will they give up their essence. The creatures you seek swarm over the Den of Flame to the northwest and the Stonewall Ruins to the north.
Oh, do I have a
Thank
deal
goodness
for you?
someone finally's taken me up on that offer. I was just thinking that I might need to triple the reward to keep the stupid raptor killed, and our budget couldn't afford that.
Glad I could help.
Let's go invade the Den of Flame. Flame food. Oh, you got you dragonkin pussy, biatch. You've been murdered. And your essence has been absorbed. Thought you'd get the drop on me, huh? Surprise! Next. I thought it was something else just because of the way that hook was sitting next to it. Strong. Clan banner. fellow warrior. Hmm. That's an alligator on the road. What is this, Florida? Tabitha's house. Ah.
What can I do for you?
The Grim Totem's up at Direhorn Post, just to the north. They're getting bolder by the day. At night, you can often hear them chanting about their deeds in battle against people who've tried to settle here. They're determined to drive us from Tabitha's farm, even though she's trained generations of apprentices here. We've defended the farm as best we can, but the apprentice Garion, who was wounded in the last attack, go to Direhorn Post and kill Grim Totem you find. The attacks must stop. Not long ago, a goblin zeppelin crashed to the east. A representative of the Steamwheel cartel passed through here a few days ago. She was looking for information about the zeppelin's cargo and its pilot, Beazle. But none of us really got a good look at the crash, and doubt she'll be able to clean up after the wreck by herself, much less recover whatever cargo the vessel might have carried. If you have the time, you may want to check out on her out at Beazle's wreck, due east of here near the mountains.
Greetings.
It's good of Theramore to send someone. Your guard friend's suspicions were correct. We've got some new neighbors, and they aren't the kind you'd bring a casserole. And that goblin, what's her name? Boxy? Foxy? Moxie? That's it. Anyway, when she came through here on her way to the Zeppelin wreck, she said the town of Mudsprocket was having some problems. That crashed Zeppelin was bringing them fresh supplies. If you follow the road south from here past the Stonewall Ruins, you'll eventually come to Mudsprocket. Why don't you check it with Drazit Dripvalve down there and see if there's anything you
Go
can help?
with honor, friend.
Hey there.
If there's one thing you can count on Apprentice Moorland to do, it's whine about reagents. Normally I just ignore him and it never works. This time I'm going to try something different. Maybe if I replace the missing reagents before he notices, he'll leave me alone, and most common reagent we use is marsh venom. This comes from the dark thing creepers and the noxious shredders in the marsh north of the farm. If you bring me the venom, I'll replace it before Moorland notices it's gone.
See you around.
Looking for something specific?
Oh, vendor ready. Shovel.
Have a good one.
Alright, so let's look for... these guys. Spiders. Nothing. Give me your venom, damn it. Yay. No. Trouble find me. Hey, there's one. Get him. Damn. Rah, so slow. lots of corpses. Need a spider or a snake? There's a spider. That's venom. Alright, let's go deal with the incoming threat, I guess. There's a dead one. There's a live one. Oh. Another one bites the dust. Hey, hey. Right through your trial. It's a hell of a stun, man. It's a pretty long stun. There appear to be 12 Torrens in this village. Just saying. Oh, kind of. I don't know what it actually targeted. Stun. Blood. Raw. Quagmire. Quagmire. What's up,
Hello.
bud? Did you get the venom? Marline's going to discover that it's gone any moment now. Apprentice, go and inspect the venom. It's absolutely perfect. He'll never know the difference.
See you later. How are you?
Can you stop running from
Good
me?
day to you.
Seriously?
You need something?
Friend? I wonder. Where is it? Stupid mages always using the last of a regent, never replacing it. Apprentice Moreland nods. Good. Can't say I'll miss the company, if you can call it that. You'd think at least in the middle of the swamp you'd get some privacy, you know?
Have a good one.
Back out into the swamp. Charged by those and take out the
What's that?
the Zeppelin crash. So those hermit mages sent you. How can I be sure that I can trust you? I suppose we can use the help. There's not much mage would be interested in anyway. Just look at this area. It's swarming with oozes. If I don't find some way to get them under control, they'll corrode the wreckage in the Zeppelin cargo. I can't go back empty-handed. Help me dissolve these oozes before they digest everything. This device, when powered, will concentrate energy on the slimes, causing them to explode. The Zeppelin's fragmented power core should power the devices. The one near the main crash works all the time, but the others flicker on and off. This Zeppelin will carry 6 months' worth of supplies to us at Mutsprocket. Sure, they've been able to barter for some of what they need, but they won't hold out forever. I've been sent out here to recover what I can from the cargo, with the wreckage is scattered all over the marsh in this area. I'm sure a lot of cargo didn't survive the crash, but you were willing to help me recover
Glad I
it.
could help.
Not powered after all. Buzz, 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 buzz. Problem solved. Got some stuff. And I killed a bunch of oozes with your zapper thingy. To make any progress against the oozes, well, it doesn't look like cleaning around here. I suppose it's time to get down to the business and salvage the wreckage. A helmet. Ozzy looks frantic, worried. Did the cargo survive? Did you find any of it? Wow, you certainly found a lot more than I expected would be out there. I'm not sure how Drizzt thought we were going to find out here, but he's going to have to be happy with this for now. Drizzt will expect to hear something from me soon, but I don't think the site is secure enough for me to leave. If you have time, would you be willing to take some of the salvaged cargo back to Mudsprocket? If you haven't been there yet, it's a small settlement to the southwest of here, beyond the Stonewall ruins. You can take the road there from Tabitha's farm, too. When you get to Mudsprocket, the guy you're looking for is Drizzt Drip Valve. Drizzt Drip Valve. Paddle. There he is. What's up, buddy?
Good day to you.
So you want to know about sea monsters? Well, I'll make you a deal, but it's going to involve a lot of alcohol and some embarrassment on your part. So you found a copy of Dastardly Denizens of the Deep, did you? Well, I can tell you from experience it's all true. I've even seen a few of them with my own eyes. But you want to know about Tithir? I said I'd make you a deal, so that's what I want you to do. I'm working on a new line of baits, but I haven't tested this one yet. Just take this paste, yeah, it smells a little foul, smear it on yourself, and swim into the deep part of Tide Fury Cove to the southwest, and let me know how it works.
See you later.
You smell funky, I'm putting it mildly. Shark murdered. That was fun.
Hey there.
Or the deal is, don't come back until something bites you. Not bad at all, you know. I think I'd get a bath as soon as possible if I was you. Now, about your sea monster. Help yourself to a brew or two in the meantime. Yes, Tethar is certainly real, and he lives in the waters off Theramore. He has a thing for bright lights. He's the reason why they shut down the lighthouse in the first place, you know. And if you light it up again, he'll come right back. But no one in their right mind would do that. So that must be your plan. It's been good in sharing a drink with you, but don't blame on that if Tethri really turns you into fish bait. If you're going to do this, make sure you consult Major Mills at the Theramore docks.
See you around.
For some reason I thought it was a purple crab. I was like, dude, a purple crab. Alright, off to Mudsprocket.
Keep your feet on the ground.
Running out of soda. Yep. Well, poopy. Fuck. There we go. You bring Stoneball Manor. You have Brog's things. Brog has big plans for Clan Banner. You have the essence. Brog must have them to avenge his friends. You have Brog's things. Once Brog adds their magic to the totem, it will be able to redeem the spirits of Brog's fallen friends. Brog has completed the totem that will put the spirits of his friends to rest. When the Dragonkin came, they killed all Stonemaul who did not flee. Brog fled with Overlord Mok Marok, hoping to lead a counterattack with other Stonemaul survivors. The counterattack never came, and the spirits of the Stonemaul dead still haunt Brog and the others. Take this totem north to Stonemaul ruins and use it near ogre skeletons to draw their spirit to you. Defeat the spirit to give it rest with its bones.
I got what you need.
It's good of Tabitha to send you down here. I'll prevail upon her for some food until the wreckage from the Zeppelin is taken care of. But I know she's got none to spare at the moment. If you're feeling adventurous, I posted a bounty for the death of a particularly nasty raptor. Yes. Drizzt accepts the cargo from you. I'm so hungry I could eat a dragon. Thank goodness Moxie finally got some of that cargo down here. We've been reduced to playing dice against the ogre for whatever he manages to kill on his hunting trips.
Hurry back. Talk to me.
Thermal.
Glad I...
Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Just waiting for turn. Post of Witcher. And Thermal. Who knows, maybe we'll complete some chapters. You recount your experience with that Pagel, carefully omitting the portion about the bait test. Well, it sounds like we've got our work cut out for us. I'll make the preparations. Sea monster or no, we're not going to risk the safety of our shipping. I've ordered our best marksmen to prepare for a confrontation with this Tethier. The artillerymen have augmented the dock's defenses with 3 mortars. I'm going to order the lighthouse's lamp illuminated. If Tethier does attack, it will be your job to operate the mortars and take down the beast before it can kill all the marksmen. I wouldn't stand in one place too long, though. Using the mortars is likely to draw its attention.
For the Alliance.
That's a kraken. Form up, take your positions. Fire upon my command. Of course I would fall off the fucking. kind of dumb. One more time. Fuck you. Terraformer.
Can I help you?
Hold on, I'll admit, when I caught my first glimpse of that beast, I had doubts that our ability to defend the docks, but you held together brilliantly. Hey, a new weapon.
See you around.
Review the storm. Spear. Hey, buddy.
What can I do for you?
Mr. Ignatz was just here with the big bean leaves, and he told me you helped him out there in his real trouble. Thank you. I will ask my uncle to treat you to a feast the next time you visit the Blue Recluse in Stormwind.
Safe travels.
Actually get out into some combat, I'll try that. Oh, no, it's just upstairs. Mrs. Robinson. Hey-o.
King's honor, friend.
Hoofprints, eh? Is it true that there is an extraordinary amount of centaur activity in the lands near the Dustwallow Marsh? Its brief excursions into the barrens, we found their camps and holdings dotted the area. I'll send out Falgren Hostel, one of our trackers, to see if he can find where the tracks lead. Torsen, I need someone. Falgren Hostel, preferably to take care of the lead on the prince near the Shady Rest Inn. Have you found anything of interest at the Shady Rest Inn? It's never good news when a guard's badge is brought to me. Sometimes it's a man or woman who's fallen in battle, and I'm left to bring the news to their grieving family. Other times, we never find out what happened to them, and other times, it's even worse than that. Falgren Hostel reporting, sir. I will find the Hoofprints lead and report back to you. I don't recognize the name of Lieutenant Pavel Reith. Your best bet would be to check the Adjutant Tessoran. He keeps track of all the records for the Theramore Guard, from personnel to their equipment. He should be able to tell you who this Reith is with a quick check of the books. Have you found any evidence from the site of the Shady Rest Inn? I'm no expert with the construction of arms and armor. Their use, yes, but not their making. This shield seems as ordinary as any, except the damage from the fire that engulfed the inn. I'm sorry I can't be of much help, but I can refer you to someone who can be. Kaz Two-Sprocket, one of our best blacksmiths, works for the forge at the smithy. Just bring the shield to him and see what he can tell you.
Go with honor, friend.
Hey there.
Hello, you'd like information of a specific member of the Theramore Guard. Reith, was it? Just give me a moment to find the right book. Redpath. Ah, here it is. Lieutenant Pavel Reith. Joined the Theramore Guard along with most of the recruits that came across the sea with Lady Proudmoore. Enlisted with the Marines of Kilt Taras at the age of 16. Distinguished service promotions listed as missing.
Have a good one.
What can I do for you?
Missing. That would be Terrason's kind of way of saying traitor. No doubt he's one of the fools so blindly loyal to Admiral Dalen that he turned traitor. Isn't that a delicious irony? The deserters accuse us of betraying the Alliance. It has been a struggle maintaining a presence in the marsh, but through strength of our resolve, we have been able to maintain several defensive watchtowers throughout the area. The latest information and scouting reports I've received indicate that a group of deserters has squatted in our abandoned tower at Lost Point, southeast of the inn. The local lieutenant seems to be Balos Jacken. See if you can get some information out of him. Be warned, he may be a tough nut to
Be
crack.
careful.
Crack.
You need something?
Report to make? I can't read Orcish very well, but this looks like a report written by an Orc spy. Captain Vimes would see the Orc report you found. He knows the Orcish language better than most, and he should know that there are Horde spies near Theramore. The captain is in the barracks on the northeast side of Theramore Island.
Hi, how are you?
Something for me to look at? Interesting piece of iron you have here. Definitely not made by any of the blacksmiths I know over on this side of the sea. That's certainly not my work. I almost missed this. The leather strap on the back must have burned off, but it seems like it was made to fit a large person. I'm guessing a Tauren, actually. That's about all I can tell you. Tell Captain Vimes I'm sorry I couldn't be of more help.
Alrighty then.
Lamb-a-lamb. Oh, blackberry. Lamb-a-lamb.
Greetings.
That's not much information to work on, but we'll have to keep it in mind. Hopefully some of the other pieces of this mystery will fall into place and paint a more helpful picture of what happened. You have something for me? A report from an Orc spy. How did you find this? No matter, let's see what it
The
says.
Alliance.
By the light, the cursed spy was a good one. I'm glad he's dead. Thanks for this report. It is now clear that we must tighten the patrols near Theramore. Four. So 14 we haven't picked up. It's 18 altogether for 4 chapters though. It's a long run to Jarl's place. He doesn't want to update his running yet. Hello.
How are you?
Where are those eyes? You got the eyes, you got the eyes. Tasty, tasty spider eyes. Some eyes When you stare at them, they stare back. Eat those last. They keep you company out in the swamp. Hello, little spider eyes. Hello, you taste like chicken. Gooey, salty chicken. Mmm. You meet some nice people out here sometimes. Nice people. Met an ogre once. Ogres get hungry like me. I'll never forget what he said. He said, "Mud big ogre, me hungry. Go bash fishy, bring mud food. You feed mud or mud eat you." So I got him those fish and he ate them up. That's when I started too. The heads are the best part, all soggy like. Don't crush those heads now, it makes them sad. Sad heads aren't good eating. Get me happy heads and I'll eat them and be happy too. I've cut a do. I can't tell you what I'm going to cut, but I need myself a blade. A certain blade. Some people call it a sword. I call it a swing blade. You help me? Those fishmen, you know, Murlocs, whatever they're called. There is one they call Razor Spine. Carries big sword. Lives north here, near the beach. That's the sword I need, but don't sleep on this. What I'm cutting won't keep forever.
Have a good one.
I get a bad feeling Jarl's planning to cut him up. fell. Scary. Of course, he just patrols the road in and out of this fucking cove. I guess that means that I'm screwed. Oh, there it is. Hey, Jarl.
Hello.
Jarl's hungry, just like an ogre. Wonder what it's like to be an ogre. Big people have to eat more. Ogres must be hungrier than me. Doesn't sound very fun. You got my blade? That's a good blade. It has a good swing. It's a good swing blade. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Now I want to try it. Later. I'll try it later. Like I was saying. Thanks.
See you around.
I get the feeling he can cut that dude up. Trade goods? Alright, so
Careful out there.
get out here and find some ogre spirits. Dragons. Oh, you're not gonna crush me, because I'm not afraid of it. No, not the dragon. Archie Ring. One ogre down. Redeem remains. Dragon's beyond. Crazy ass must turn me. Big ass bones, man. Hello again.
5 minutes.
What?
5 minutes.
What about 5 minutes?
Leave.
Christ. No way I'm gonna be done before then. We weren't leaving until 3.
Who's gonna be there?